It's filming, right?
Yep.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Ayer Board of Selectmen meeting. Tonight is Tuesday, June 5th, 2018. If I can, only my second meeting. I'm out of sorts. If I could ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, do we have any modifications to the agenda?
No.
I just have one.
Yeah.
If we could just move up the discussion on Groton Harvard Road to when Superintendent Wetzel's up, just a brief discussion.
I have no problem with that.
You get me in trouble with my wife,
All right, cool. That's the only thing I got.
Okay. Any other amendments?
Where are we going to insert that?
We're going to put it with
Just
Mark.
Mark is done.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Oh, all those in favor?
Aye.
And the agenda is approved as amended. All right, any other announcements tonight? Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Well, I got to tell you, tonight is actually one of the times that I think that we all agree is the most fun about being a part of the Ayer Board of Selectmen. Because tonight we are recognizing some significant accomplishments by some of the students here at the Ayer Shirley High. So, if I could ask for the Ayer Shirley Regional High School reporters, could you please come forward? Now, I asked them all to pronounce their name for me before the meeting, and I've already apologized if I mess it up, okay? So tonight, the Ayer Board of Selectmen are honored to recognize the Ayer Shirley Regional High School student reporters, Bryce Valeri, close enough? I knew it. Nicole Patano, which one? Okay. Michelle Woodland, and Nadia Lesnick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good job.
And under the guidance of Eleanor Capazzo. To say that they surpassed expectations would be an understatement. Since October of 2017, they have sat during our meetings, no small accomplishment for some of them, listening, taking notes, and accurately capturing not only the facts, but the essence of what was being conveyed. They are a true testament to the First Amendment, which is the freedom of the press. In rereading their articles, I was pleased to not only hear their voice in their writings, but to also see that they, in an open-ended way, ask questions of the reader. In your writings, you made the reader want more. It is with hope that this experience keeps you engaged, not just in your writing that I feel confident will get stronger, but in the importance of being involved in your community, government, and life itself. Through you, not only was the Board of Selectmen able to increase the audience in receiving information, but hopefully in your sharing your experiences with your friends and your families, help increase those who wish to stay engaged. I also wish to thank Selectman Chris Hillman, who initiated this along with Superintendent Mary Malone. On behalf of the Ayer Board of Selectmen, thank you to all of you for the work you have done, and thank you for what you will do in the future. And we have some certificates for you. Certificate of recognition, and each one of you is named, from the Ayer Shirley Regional High School Student Reporter Program, invaluable recognition of participating in the Student Reporter Program, attending Board of Selectmen meetings, and writing informative articles about the town of Ayer business. On behalf of the town of Ayer, thank you for your service. Janice L. Livingston, Chair, Christopher R. Hillman, Vice Chair, and Scott A. Hood, Clerk. Ayer Board of Selectmen presented today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think we're going to want some photos.
Yeah.
Just to add to that, you guys did a fantastic job. When I brought this up last year, Robert and I met with Dr. Malone, I think last June, and it kind of, you pulled it together in October because it was kind of lagged a little bit, and we appreciate that, but these articles were great.
Well,
And
thank you.
and I hope next year we can, advance. I know, Nicole, you're moving on, right? Congratulations.
Three of
All
them,
three?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
However, Bryce is in
Bryce, you're
charge of the membership.
So, and I'm sure we can get more people in the program, but thank you to you, and good luck in school.
Thank you.
Why don't we take a quick picture
Sure.
with the board, if you just sort of move to the center?
It's all you.
So Bryce, we'll see you every other week.
Yeah.
All right.
Getting there.
Why don't you guys come on in?
It's more important that you're in than I am.
And for those of you who have not had a chance to read them, please go to the Ayer Town of Ayer's website. They're all posted.
All right.
You want to take it?
Yep.
Thank you again, guys,
Thank you.
and good luck on your
Thank you.
future.
Thank you. We're done. What do you want to say?
All right.
Very much.
You did, snatched it while you were out of the room. All right.
Why don't you take him down the one?
Because
He wanted to.
I don't know much about this.
All right.
More than 5 minutes would have been nice, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. I'll wing it.
Oh, I'm going to wing it. You want to
4
switch?
minutes for what?
You want to switch?
Notice?
Yeah.
I figured you might know more about it.
I know more
I thought
about
you
the
guys would be
robotics and the track.
promoting.
I could speak about the track.
All right, so to continue the fun,
Tag team of mine. Yes.
Yeah,
while these two figure out what they're doing. To continue the fun,
Thanks.
if we can have the track team come on in.
What's up, boys? Gentlemen. You guys are looking flags? Nice.
Look at that, that's nice.
Cool.
You know what, come on over. This is about you guys, so come on in.
I should have sat over there.
All right, so gentlemen, thanks for coming this evening for this recognition of what I believe is a great accomplishment for our school and for you as a team and as individuals. I had about 2 minutes to prepare for this, so bear with me if I miss anything. Feel free to chime in. So this is the Winter Boys track team indoor, and they were Division II champions this year, correct? State champs?
Division 5.
Division 5, sorry. Division II district. All right. Do you want to kind of give us some highlights, just you probably could provide a little more details? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. We were able to grab some of the trophies that we won this year. So we were, for indoor, we were the runner-up the state relay meet. In that meet, we had the outstanding performer of the meet, outstanding runner, Ethan Matthews. We won the Division II boys champion indoor invitational. That's the District E. And then following that, we won the Division 5 indoor state championship. Again, an incredible performance by everyone. I think everyone here was in those meets and placed. We also, in the meantime, since we've talked, the team also went on to go to the outdoor season and almost did the same thing. They were the league champions, the Division D champions, the Class C champions, and then the Central West Division II state champions. So it was a pretty successful season for these boys. I don't know if Coach Donovan wants to add a few more things in here.
Yeah, it's basically it. The indoor one was a big one because they break the state into 5 divisions, but Division 5 is the small school one, but it's actually the biggest division. There's I think in my write-up I had to look up the number, but it's 87 teams that are in Division 5 in the state, and so we kind of started thinking about it way back last year. The kids were sort of planting that a little bit, could we win this? And in my head, I'm like, no, I don't think we can. Out loud, I'm like, sure we can. And then as the year went on, we sort of saw the reality of being able to do that. And this group of guys, a lot of seniors here, sort of shows like the maturity and the leadership you need to be able to stick with it all through a season and be successful. And then, as Coach said, we were able to kind of replicate that in the outdoor year. So pretty fantastic achievement.
Yeah, I think you guys did a great job. The, my kids, my 3 all did the outdoor track, and just kind of watching the whole team interact. Everyone's very supportive and works hard together, and it's just a great environment, very inviting to everyone.
Absolutely.
And everyone wills themselves along to succeed.
Yeah, to just say what Scott said, I've watched track meets, and what's great about it is the fastest, the best kids are cheering along the kids that aren't that fast, and, are just there to have fun. So that means a lot to those kids, and freshmen, seniors cheering on freshmen, that's cool.
Absolutely. I think that's what keeps our program successful.
I agree.
Too, is they start in middle school, and most middle schools aren't gonna score many points, but if they stick with the program and see what some of these guys here have achieved over time, they can kind of grow with it, and then the cycle kind of continues. So.
I think one more thing that speaks to the character of the kids, and probably what, as coaches, what we're most proud of, more so than all of these, is that recently they were just selected by the rest of the league as the sportsmanship. They won the sportsmanship award. So
awesome.
I think for us that means a lot more than all these. That they.
Yeah. My cue gonna work.
Congratulations.
Those pizzas get cold.
Did some of the guys qualify for an advance or something over the weekend?
So in fact, we just lost one of them, but
Congratulations!
four of these kids on the very last meet just qualified to race at nationals in North Carolina. So they'll be representing the Ayer Shirley town, Ayer Shirley track and field in North Carolina, racing for the distance medley relay.
That's awesome. And you guys are going to school. You planning on keeping up with track?
Yes.
Seniors?
Yes.
Awesome.
That'd be.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna. Is the 25-year-old kid with the beard? Is he?
No, I can vouch for him. I coach him every other year.
He does a shot in the disc. In fact, he was the Central West champion in the discus.
Good work.
Yep.
All right.
Guys, it's an awesome achievement.
DNA test on
Awesome
We don't ask
achievement
questions.
for a small town. I mean, you said 80-something towns, and I'm sure not many of
It's
them
an
were
insane
smaller than
amount in
there.
our division. It's almost
Yeah,
like
surely.
some of the higher divisions would actually have been easier for us to compete in. And we're one of the small schools, even in Division 5.
Yeah.
So.
You guys should be proud.
All right.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Read that.
All right, so I have 2 certificates of recognition. First one is for the Ayer Shirley Regional Boys Indoor Track Team, and valuable recognition of the MIAA Division 5 State Championship. And the second one is for the Ayer Shirley Regional Boys Outdoor Track and Field Team, and valuable recognition of winning the 2018 MIAA Central Western State Championship. So congratulations.
We may be making like 2 rows here. They're probably easiest. Thank you. Taller guys.
Yeah, you just squeeze in just a
I gotta
little
go
bit.
back, 'cause I'm tall.
There we go. There we go. There we are.
All right. Selectmen helmet. We just move. I'll just move that chair. Yep. Oh, perfect. All right. Excellent. All right.
I mean, we're going to do our best to, obviously get some press for this and, take pictures and post everything. So, you got it. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Great job.
All right. And we still have one more fun thing to do. Robotics team, come on down.
Come on down.
Feel free to come on this way.
Hey, weren't you just here?
I know.
You mentioned got some information package just about the team and
Oh, great.
about what we were able to accomplish this year.
Oh,
So
thank you very much.
Feel free to flip that.
So, like Selectman Hood, I was tasked with robotics. I know we've had the program in before. I believe this is your fifth year of existence. And once again, you guys went to the championships it was in Detroit this year? In St. Louis last year? And then,
We qualified every year for the World Championship.
that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's impressive.
Fifth year of existence.
Anyone, was it the Chairman's Award this year?
Not this year.
That was last year?
Sportsmanship.
Engineering inspiration.
Engineering Inspiration,
Actually,
excellent.
Alana or Will, you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, our very first year we won Rookie All-Star. Every other year except this year we won Chairman's, and then this year we won Engineering Inspiration.
Wow.
And if you guys don't have kids in robotics, and I don't, but I mean, I know this is a full-time job. These guys are there every night, weekends. Randy was explaining the schedule to me over Christmas, and I said, God love you. I mean, for how much time you parents put in along with the kids. And I know it's a huge endeavor, but
And the kids keep asking for more meetings.
Yeah.
That's the basic thing, they want more. 22 hours a week isn't enough.
and do you? It's one robot, right? And you guys keep enhancing and.
Well, we actually build two so that when our actual competition robot is bagged up, which is what you have to do after the 6 weeks to keep it so you don't work on it any further, we can use that second robot to practice like programming and keep building on it.
It's pretty cool.
Very impressive.
Yeah,
Yes.
so just a couple of things which I find impressive, which is in our packet. So the 72 members on the team, which is 17% of the high school population is on the robotics team. We have one of the largest robotics teams in the area, correct? From going to the meets I've been to. 43% of the team are female students. Is it 1 out of 3, or 1/3 of the mentors are female, and 45% of those are STEM professionals, my wife included. 38%, other students also participate in Boy Scouts, which we have scheduling issues on our Boy Scout side because of robotics. Basketball, volleyball, mock trial, band, soccer, hockey, swim team, school play, Altar Server, Relay for Life, DI, Student Council, Special Needs, Baseball Mentors, Tech Kids, Hour of Code, and FLL coaches and volunteers. So this isn't the only thing they do. They're just a bunch of great kids who work well together and just build something amazing.
And this is a huge, I mean, obviously all sports, but I mean, in terms of academics and involvement, robotics is huge for what schools look at for acceptance, right? As far as I'm.
That's something I'll pipe in on. So I'm an engineering manager, and there's two things that make a resume go to the top of the stack when you're hiring kids out of college. One is being an Eagle Scout. It's a long investment as a Boy Scout. And the other is FIRST Robotics. So we let the kids know that you'll get recognized for this. We come because it's fun, but then 78% of our graduates have gone on to STEM careers or STEM majors after this. So there's a lot of jobs for them.
Do you mind, what is your schedule, if you don't mind me asking again, just so everybody understands how much you guys put into this? I mean,
The robotics
just
schedule?
weekly, because I know it's insane, so.
Yeah, so we start in September just one night a week where we get to know each other and learn the basics and get the computers downloaded. And then when the challenge comes out, it takes over anyone who's involved. You learn the game and you have 6 weeks to work together to decompose the game, come up with a strategy, sketch out a design, build it, it breaks, fix it, build it, it breaks, fix it, and be ready to compete. So in that 6-week schedule, we meet actually 4 days a week. That ends up being about 22 hours a week. But then we continue on for several weeks after because we built a second robot. So yeah, we're here on Saturdays 9 to 4, Sundays noon to 5, and then Monday, Thursdays 6 to 9. And it works around people's schedules. If you've got a varsity game and can't make one of the meetings, you miss that meeting, you come to the next one. And then the kids are still demanding more nights. They want to meet more nights and want longer Saturdays.
And I think it's, everybody thinks they just work on one. I know they break off. You guys have different teams and different people who work on different aspects of the project, correct?
Yeah, so we have, some of the divisions that we have is rules and strategy, which focuses on all of the rules of the game, and then during the game we scout other robots to pick alliances to know which robots are the best. We also have hardware, which is the actual physical building, where we have mechanical, electrical, and CAD is also part of the hardware team, which is a computer software that you design the entire robot on. We also have software where you program the robot, and then we all kind of combine together. And we also have business teams like Team Spirit, which is a huge thing at competitions, and
Finance, money.
is definitely important.
So Scott, if you get some free time next year.
Yeah, I got nothing else going on. Yeah.
Chris, what was our annual operating income this year?
So if you count our donations and our income, it's about $50,000 a year.
Wow.
And we don't have a line item in the school budget. They allow us to use the building, which is a big support. So it takes a lot of work for the students and the mentors to go find grants and sponsorships. So anyone who's watching TV, if you work at a company that partners with the community, it's really, we rely on that. It's really important.
Oh, absolutely. And to you, you've done a fantastic job, because I know you've been on since day one and really got this program going. So you've done obviously a fantastic
Thank you. I've
job.
got an army of coaches. It's the only place that people volunteer to be coaches, and you don't have to twist arms. And they keep coming back.
Yeah,
So,
no, congratulations.
We're lucky that we have 28 adults that come and donate their time, PhDs and all types of backgrounds to invest in the kids. I think it's good role models for the kids. Some don't have those at home, and so it's been great to watch. And by the way, Will's going to Yale next year.
All right.
Nice job, Will. Good luck, Patrick. You get Sean in 3 years. So, on behalf of the Ayer Board of Selectmen, I would like to present the Certificate of Recognition for the 5th year FRC team 4905-4905 Andromeda. I always say that wrong. 1. Invaluable recognition of the team's many accomplishments, diverse membership, positive community contributions, and impacts. On behalf of the town of Ayer, congratulations and best of luck to your future endeavors. Janice L. Livingston, Chairman, Christopher R. Hillman, Vice Chairman, and Scott A. Hood, Clerk. Congratulations, everybody.
All right, huddle up. Let's move the chair.
We're going to have to throw it in here.
Yeah, we're going to have to go in layers here. Levels.
Get nice and close. That, okay, hold on 1 second. All
Put
right,
everyone in.
we've got everybody. One more. Perfect.
Right.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
No, he's doing that.
Oh, I got it right here.
Oh, you got it.
Yep,
You got it.
we're
Okay.
good. Thank you
Thank
very
you, George.
much.
So we'll see you guys next year when you win the whole thing. And,
When Einstein next year.
Next year we'll be eating cheesy boots, right?
Yes.
That's right. Thanks for inviting us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for all that you do.
Thanks, Chris.
Great job.
Next year you can work on the snow plowing robot.
Oh,
That's an
yeah.
idea.
That's a good
So,
idea.
just because our school has been amazing this year, we have also have the band and the chorus who have, in the last week or two, have taken.
Yep, they're coming on the 19th.
They're coming on the 19th, so this is pretty awesome. So.
I think it's important when people, over the last few years, there's been a lot of comments that Ayer invests in education, and I think it's a great opportunity to show everyone what they're investing in.
Absolutely.
It's a great school.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, now we got to get back to business.
All right.
All downhill from here, so. Anybody here for public input? All right.
Deputy Chief Gill's family.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, Mark, come on down.
I thought I was part of the fun part of the meeting.
Would you like a certificate of recognition
Sure.
too?
Nothing
I
like
get
talking
one of
about-
those every 2 weeks.
Nothing like talking about wastewater.
So the only item that I have is the contract for execution for the first phase of the air wastewater treatment facility improvements. This is, as you may recall, we voted $6 million to do wastewater treatment improvements. This is the first phase, which covers sort of a bunch of different improvements. There's a lot of electrical system improvements because we're having some electrical issues at the old plant, then a lot of safety, and then some general architectural cosmetic type improvements, fixing broken railings and spalled concrete and things like that. So so the contract is for execution by the chair to Waterline Industries out of Seabrook, New Hampshire, for the amount of $2,177,677.
So moved.
Second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair says aye.
And
Congratulations.
I have one copy here, but there's 5 more.
We don't have to read it, do we?
copies.
I thought I saw those books in
Well,
there.
we will have a test on what's on page 02230-1.
But you need all 5 signed.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just Janice,
So-
right? Oh, that's awesome. Missed that.
Thanks.
I mentioned it, I think I copied the board, but good job by the water department on the nicest day of Memorial Day weekend when they basically slept on Westford Road from, I believe, 5 o'clock till 2 in the morning. or
They
something like-
had water turned back on at 2:30.
Yeah.
And I think they ended up going home at 4:30. One thing you realize too is once they turn the water on, they still have to clean up, they still have to put the tools away. They actually go back to and wash everything so that it doesn't sit for 3 days. So they do.
I know my
work
wife
hard.
said, I don't know what's going on, there's a lot of blue trucks and Lieutenant Gill's down there in a plain police car. I said, that can't be good. But good work by them. So we had talked last meeting, Mark, about, and I know you've mentioned this in the past, Groton Harvard Road, and what can be done moving forward, whether it's on the Capitol or something to realign or...
Yeah. So we looked into it, and what I'm recommending, and I've asked for an engineering proposal from an engineering company to actually look at the intersection and see what we could do. When you start dealing with intersections, there's a lot of MassDOT and federal rules on what you can do and when you can't do, and how to improve it. So, and it's not really my expertise to look at all that. So we're going to have an engineering company take a look at it. I'll get their proposal, see if it's reasonable. If not, we'll get a couple other proposals, and I do have engineering budget in my next year's budget, which is in a few weeks. So then we'll have an idea of what we have to do, what we can do short term, what we can do long term, and then if we need to apply for grant money or something, we can do that.
No, that'd be great. I think we all agree. It's getting busier and it's just funky with the slight sight coming up, looking at the hill.
It's an awkward
offset
intersection.
just enough.
Turning left when cars are coming across.
And the trains don't help either.
No, they don't. But good. I just wanted to. I know all 3 of us talked about it last weekend.
Yeah,
Or
so
last meeting.
Yeah, so we have a plan of action, and so I'll give you an
Awesome.
update.
No, that's great.
July.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Great.
Good.
All right.
That's it.
Good to see you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so moving right along, we have the presentation of final plans for the commuter rail trail parking project. Is this the final, or is this just the pre-final?
The final.
Hell hasn't frozen over, so it's good because I thought it was coming.
My feet were getting cold.
Yeah.
So,
Hi, Bruno. Jordan.
good evening.
So as you all know, I haven't met Scott before. I'm Bruno Fisher. I'm the
Hi.
Deputy Administrator at Merit.
Yeah, thank you. Pleasure to meet you.
So finally, the Ayer Rail Trail and Depot Square Improvement Project, the oldest grant in America of federal persuasion, is about ready to go.
Unfortunately, not interest bearing.
Yeah, not interest bearing, but, so we have the final plans, and the final specifications, all the, documents, so, and graciously Mark, Wetzel, who just left, and I thank profusely on the way in, he's, doing kind of like a peer review of, Weston and Sampson's. They're doing their own, obviously QA/QC at their own facility with their own forces, but, George as well is doing some, peer review of the documents, as well as Mark, and, so we got comments back by, fire department, which had none, police department, which had none. Fire department sent theirs in today. George and Mark are going to send theirs in tomorrow. So and again, these could be put together. Again, they just get modified into the plans. And as the documents get released next week for the bid, as you know, contractors look at them and start to, you know, they might see a page that, you know, got a 4-inch pipe on one and 6-inch pipe on another. So that all gets done through addendums. You can release addendums to say, you know, on this page, replace this with that. So all that, you know, anything that gets discovered in the, you know, by any of us in the meantime can be done and put in the addendums. So we did bring some renderings here. Great. So we put those in the chair over here. So we did receive a while back here a estimate from the estimating company that Weston and Sampson used, and DJ Associates Wheatley or Wellesley. The estimate was 4.9 million, so which is obviously more than we had. So we've been working with them to kind of do some value engineering to the project to try to get it down to at 4.3, of which currently we had 3.8, and Merit is putting together funds to come up with another $500,000 to get it to 4.3. So right now it looks like we have the funds available and the estimate is there, so we can build this project. So what it is as you see here, this is the rendering of the facility. I guess I could sit down since you're right, it's up here.
Take a breath.
So, yeah, I talk fast, so if I'm going too fast.
I know, but I need to breathe.
Slowly down. So as you can see, it shows a few of the different elevations, the top one being the east elevation, which will be coming down Main Street here. In the west, and again, don't get locked into the colors of the block or the brick or anything. That's all can be chosen as the masonry submittals. You know, later on in the project, they come in and they show you what you can choose from for colors and whatnot. So this is not by any means a chosen color. But as you see, it's kind of got a block and concrete face to it, and then the brick that runs the entire west elevation. Some of the columns have that as well, and that, as you can see, the lighting's kind of shown here. That's and it's all been marked. That's one of the things Mark's looking at, the photometrics, which calculates the light spillage over, from that. And so I think he was pretty satisfied with what he saw from them. But again, we'll wait for his comments tomorrow. But as you can see there, we have that's basically a rendering of what it would look like. There's a stairwell at both ends of the project. Both ends of the upper deck there, and as you can see, there's two ramps. There's an up ramp and a down ramp, and again, so the entrance all coming off of Groton Street. And so what we're trying to do too, we didn't show it in the rendering there, but what we're trying to do is have the DCR parking all exterior to the garage, so it's kind of like segmented off, like this is, the DCR parking that's going to be restricted for just DCR rail trail users or whatever, trying to keep it all on the outside there, so it's not like people parking, you got to go looking through the entire garage or whatnot, and it looks like that will probably work. So again, that's a basic rendering of the garage, and when I go through Depot Square, and then we can ask questions. So there's three renderings here of Depot Square. So unfortunately, the problem that we ran into during this $4.9 million first estimate was that there was obviously we couldn't proceed with the project with $600,000 over budget.
Take away our trees?
So not only the trees, the shade structures as well. So if you can advance it one or two there. So that shows it with the landscaping, and then if you go to the other one, so that's with the shade structures, landscaping, and everything else. So what we've done is, in order to bid the project, you have to have, the available funds has to go with the estimate. I'm sure you understand that. So what we're doing is we're putting all these other features in as alternates. So, and basically you put them in the order, you have to put them in the order in which you want them. So you can't pick, whatever comes in at the right price. If you put the most expensive one in number one and you can't afford it, then you can't pick 2, 3, or whatever. So we're going to put them in as alternates, and again, we have a week to go through this. I was going to send this to Robert and Carly, but basically what it is there's 4 adults. There's one of the adults is the shade structures, which is about almost $190,000. And then there's these concrete planters and benches, which kind of are kind of holding the trees or whatnot. That's $185,000, almost $186,000. And then stepping down from that, the bike shelter and the plantings. The bike shelter is about 52, and the plantings are about 43. So I think what we want to try to do is put the landscaping in as a first one, obviously because it's rather on the lower side of estimates. And so if that way somebody bids on that, at least we get the landscaping to go. The thing we've talked with Weston and Sampson about is they're probably going to try to put the sleeves in that would hold the structures. So they'll already be in place, and they won't have to. Because we wouldn't have to disturb the whole thing in order to put the sleeves in. Because basically, you'd be digging everything back up just to get the sleeves in or whatever. So we're going to have those installed as part of the base bid. And again, we'll be in the meantime. What we have to do is, because we can't really add to the project once it's in motion here. So what we'll probably be doing is seeking MassDOT funds, and we're actually going after them now. We've got $300,000, which made up part of the funding we have here, additional that we didn't have before. And so what we'll try to do is get some additional MassDOT funding going forward. And they usually are pretty amenable towards commuter rail projects and things that improve the commuter rail system. So certainly, I mean, I think they'll look upon this as, and again, a lot of this is, transit-oriented development and getting more people to the downtown areas.
What about the MBTA? They've, basically done nothing. And the town solved the problem, and you guys have taken over. So can we beat that?
We could certainly ask, but they are drowning in their own deficit situations or whatever, so I
claim to be.
Robert?
Through the chair, to Selectman Hillman's point, which is a very good one, is that Mr. Boyle of the MBTA, when we started this project, committed to us that if this project moved forward, which it will.
The 3 of us
Right.
heard it.
Right.
We were all there.
We were there.
We were all there. That the MBTA would contribute to interim improvements to the platform and the project. So, to your point, Selectman Hillman, we will be speaking with Mr. Boyle in detail about the funding challenges that we have here. And also, through the chair, if I could just add, I know Bruno understands my point of view, and Ms. Antonellis is on this. The shade structures, we're just having a hard time accepting that they're $190,000. So
Municipal bidding.
right. So again, we are trying to explore some other options. I do agree with Mr. Fisher putting the infrastructure to support it, because that is a key concern of the commuters, and perhaps there is some solution or funding from the MBTA that could address that piece of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly didn't mean to indicate that we wouldn't seek them out, but squeezing them nowadays is a pretty difficult task. But certainly we'll try to work with it, because again, I mean, this is actually for them. This is for Ayer is actually one of the busiest. Actually, is the busiest station on the Fitchburg line. So it's,
as we know, Mark and the town have done all the work and spent all the money, and the MBTA is just trains there.
We'll reap the benefits.
Yeah.
So certainly we will continue on this venue of trying to seek out additional funding, and again, I mean, if we're able to access funds during the project, sometimes you can do it through change order. It depends a lot of times on the contractor whether you get someone who's submitting reasonable change orders or not. But certainly we want to that's something that we want to make part of this, because especially the shade structures and the landscaping is kind of a key element of what it should look like here, and make it kind of a nice spot that everybody wants to travel into and out of, so.
The bathrooms are included in the.
Yeah,
scale
yeah,
down
yes,
there.
yeah,
Okay, that's-
yeah.
Okay.
So, going back to the other side, two items that we had to remove from the garage, but we're actually already seeking out funding for them, is the video surveillance, the closed-circuit TV, and the electronic charging stations, because those are both fairly large ticket items. But we're actually, so I just wanted to commit to you guys that I will put that in the MOU that we're developing of, maintaining the bathrooms and cleaning and all the things like that. We'll put that in there, that we will be seeking funding for that. And as soon as the general contractor is completed, we'll step in and we'll do those two things, because we know that's a kind of a key element to the project out here, so.
Yeah,
so
it will be outside the project.
Right.
And we have it already installed on all marked facilities.
Yep.
And this one will be the same.
Yep.
But it will be outside the project.
Through the chair, also, just for the board's information, Mart is also outside of this bid going to correct the retaining wall near the Attorney Gibbons' law office.
Yep.
Mr. Kahale met with him at length, and it's just best that it's outside of the actual bid of the project, but Mart will correct, as we told him we would, that issue with his property.
Yeah, I mean, it's a relatively small project, and we don't need to be paying the prevailing wages and markups and all that, because they're really not all that, cumbersome to take care of, so we'll just probably do this as a separate project outside by ourselves.
All right.
So going out to bid,
So, little bit of a delay here, but small delay. I know that's
Again?
not what you want to hear. No, it's probably for the benefit of the project. So what we did was, as we went through the timeline we had set up, which I think, we're working with the engineering company, we did try to accelerate it, I think, a little too much to try to meet, meet
we
the,
didn't believe you in
getting,
March when you gave it to us.
to getting through as quickly as we could. So what we ended up doing was, we ended up, because we got the documents a little bit later than we wanted, we did delay the advertisement of the project for 1 week. It was supposed to be available tomorrow. It's going to be available next Wednesday. And then what we actually added was, we added 3 weeks time into the bidding process. Originally, we only had 2 weeks for the filed subs to take plans and submit bids, the filed sub bids. And that's just not enough time for people to put together meaningful information. And I think we were going to end up, we figured at that point, and the same thing with the GC, we were just going to give them 1 week. And doing that, if you shorten the time frame, you just get one of two things. Very few, and we were talking with Mark, and he said they're just on the project, they only got a couple of filed subs on the electric and one plumber, or no plumbers, one electric. And so it's kind of, we wanted to make sure we kind of didn't shoot ourselves in the foot by limiting the amount of time we give people, so they either one of the two things don't bid, or just look in structure they may have already done and said, we'll just add 20% to that and just throw in a number or whatever, because if it comes in over, then we're going to have to reject all the bids and start from scratch anyway. So it ends up being that we're really added about another month to this.
All right, I thought you were going to say 6 months or.
No.
That.
No, I didn't want to add the month, but it really seemed to be the most prudent thing to do, because, again, we didn't want to have something where we limit the amount of companies that come in and bid on it, or worse than that, they just throw in numbers that, because they don't have the time, and then you get,
Right.
as soon as it's over budget, we have to reject them and start, and that
No,
will
I think
extend it some
you're
period of
wise to
time.
do that.
So if you like, I can give you the schedule.
Yeah,
So
that'd be great.
it's going in the central register, the central register, which we have to advertise all our projects in. It will go in there on the 7th, which is this Thursday. Thursday. It will appear in the central register, and the plans will be ready for pickup on the 13th. In the meantime, we'll also be advertising in the newspaper as well. Newspapers. We will have a pre-bid conference on the 20th of June, and that involves both a meeting at Marat, so people can ask some questions there, as well as a site visit to both the locations here. We'll be doing the filed sub-bid openings on the 18th of July. We'll be doing the general contractor bid opening on the 1st of August. Notification of the award on the 8th of August, and the notice to proceed to the successful bidder on the 15th of August. So with any luck, by September 1st, you should have equipment and people showing up out here, and finally the oldest grant in America will be moving. Literally, it is a grant from...
Structure first, I'm assuming?
We're actually going to leave it up to the contractor. We're hoping they're going to actually do some work on both sides. Because certainly there's some things I think they can do concurrently. But again, we don't get into means and methods where they start to say, well, you said to do this, and now, So, but we are hoping they can do some concurrent work, on kind of both sides of the project.
In the spring?
So we're going to give them 10 months. They originally had given them a year. That was when we originally put the schedule together last year, and I think as they refined the drawings and the specs, they looked, they had put it to 9 months. I think we just added a month just to be on the safe side, because we don't want to have it something where, again, you compress the timeline and then, having to put out all sorts of extra crews on to get it done, because then, you obviously pay for those. So we're looking to probably get this done in the 10-month time frame.
Sounds good.
Fire station gets sold, if we can get this done, then we should just all.
One item I wanted to add, excuse me.
We're on a roll this year.
Well, yeah, so one thing I wanted to add was we actually, George has been speaking with St. Mary's Church down on Shirley Street. And so we came to a verbal agreement, which we'll be following up with a licensing agreement that we're going to be probably leasing some spaces down across the street from the church, just give or take about 80, so almost approximately the number of spaces that are up here now. So we're going to be, and so we'll just lease those spaces. Matt will be doing that as part of the project. And it's a little under a quarter mile, so it's a little bit of a walk. Probably no worse than the furthest end of the parking lot. So
Exactly.
You had mentioned a bus possibly to bring,
I think what George is going to look at is the current bus we have that runs out here to see if we can.
It's not far.
It is not far. Even myself, I walked it. It took me 7 minutes, and I am a slow walker. Really, it is a good exercise in the morning.
No, I think that's great.
Sounds good.
That's a good idea, and I think it would be beneficial to the church too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they were very amenable to it, and we said.
Plus, we do have a shuttle here, the Devon's shuttle. It can stop at that location at their runs and see if somebody coming to the train station.
Yep. All right. So, and the church, again, we talked with them, and so we're just going to be putting together a licensing agreement, and then we'll work that out. So, and we'll put wayfaring signs so people can know where they're heading to and from, as well as advanced signage that probably as the summer approaches here, we'll probably start putting up signs that the parking lot will be closed, probably around the beginning of September or maybe even mid-August or so, so people at least can kind of get mentally prepared for the for the parking change you're going to have to live with for 10 months or so.
All right.
Excellent.
Sounds great.
I'm excited.
Fantastic news, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you once things get going.
I think as things go, we can certainly come out here, whatever it might be, monthly or whatever. I will be hiring a owner's project manager. We have to any project over $1.5 million, so we usually hire a construction professional, and they can join us too, because they usually speak much more intelligently about things construction than myself. But again, whatever times you guys would like us to come out and give you updates as the project commences and carries through, we'll be more than happy to come out. And again, we will continue to chase down funding, MBTA and other places, to try to see what we can do about getting these other items in here. And again, if they can get it in the meantime, and try to get them through change orders, but if not, we'll certainly try to aggregate the money together, so when the project is substantially complete by the general contractor, we'll proceed with getting some.
We're good at poking the bear too, when it comes to the MBTA, so.
Okay.
Whatever help you need. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Nice seeing you all.
Good to see you. We didn't put any money on it, that's good. Thank you, Bruno.
Yeah. All right. Okay, and I spoke incorrectly earlier. We still have some fun for tonight.
I thought we were going to be one of the ones getting an award, but.
You get this done in 10 months, we'll get you.
Maybe 2 certificates of recognition.
So if.
Good night, Bruno.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, George.
If Chief Murray and Lieutenant Gill could join us.
Evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for giving us some time this evening to present Deputy Chief Gill to the board. Long time coming, longer than most of you might think. I started this project back in 2007 when I was lieutenant. And that's when the idea was born to have a deputy chief for the town, for all the same reasons that we're having one now. 2008 came, I made chief. Things got put in the back shelf. We had a new lieutenant, new chief. We had a lot of growing to do. A lot of changes needed to be made, and in the time and the support that I felt from the board just all came together at the right time. It just seemed right that this was the time to do it. If I had had a motion the last time I was before you folks to make it that night, we would have done it that night.
That was my only question, because
Yeah.
I think we.
It was on the tip of my tongue to
Yeah.
say, why don't we just make a motion?
Yeah.
We just didn't take that extra step, but if we had, it would have been done that night. And deservedly so. Brian has really grown over the years as lieutenant, and a true second in command, which is what this town needs. Not just a lieutenant, that acts like a second in command. Deputy chief will be a true second in command. So I think the time is right. I feel really good about this. And as the succession goes, he will succeed me when I leave here. And I think it's only right. And I think the town will be very good for it. And as you can see, the entire audience
I was
is
going to
here.
say, see, it's a good thing you didn't try to do it the last time, because otherwise you wouldn't have this wonderful audience.
Yeah, it's going to be empty.
My mother
when
would
we
have
leave.
said something.
She could have watched this at home.
I think this is terrific. I think that this is a big win for the town of Ayer. I think we're very lucky to have you, and you're not going away anytime soon either.
Not anytime soon.
Okay. Anybody like to add anything? Chris, did you want to add something? That's so
I never
unlike
saw.
you.
No, I raised my hand though.
You did.
There's no one in the town government or any department that I have more respect for than you. As a person, as a police officer, I think you know that. We get along well. We see each other at the church, and I see you all around. And I think it's important that you live in the town too. I mean, I just think it helps your kids go to school here. Not that you wouldn't, not that Chief Murray doesn't, but I mean, living here, obviously to improve the community and the outreach. I think this is fantastic, well-deserved, and I'm glad you're wearing a white shirt now.
Break it out for rare kids.
Yes, Scott.
So I'll add Deputy Gill and I worked together on the personnel board for a couple of years through the wonderful personnel study, and we know at the time that this came up, and it's been a long time coming. And the manner in which you handled yourself on the personnel board, I thought was fantastic. You were very professional and very thoughtful, and then you take that approach with everything you do. So you're a great asset to the town. So congratulations.
Thank you. Lieutenant, you came up as I think you came up with as a reserve, was it reserve, or
That's
I
how
think
we
you came up with
started,
my
yes.
uncle, Ron Taylor, and Pinard, who was just named chief. I mean, that's a pretty good class. I mean, you guys have all stayed in
I actually
law
started as an intern from Fitchburg State College.
Oh, wow.
And then
Wow.
kind of kept going from there.
Good for you. Robert?
Excellent.
Through the chair, just to echo what Chief Murray said, in the almost 8 years I've been here, Deputy Chief Gill is one of the best, and as the chief has spoken, is a true second in command, and I think this is the appropriate and final sort of ceremonial step to it. But he has been an invaluable resource, I know, to the chief, but also to myself and the rest of the administration, and on occasions in the chief's absence has really stepped up to the plate, has been invaluable with the contract negotiation team, dealing with all of the contracts, and just a really, really invaluable resource, not just to the Ayer Police Department, but to the town of Ayer.
I think it's pretty safe to say that pretty much anyone you deal with walks away feeling pretty good.
Oh, maybe a criminal.
Well, which I don't have a problem with.
As long as he's professional.
Yeah.
No, I think this is terrific. So, you need a motion?
Oh, I don't think so.
Or no? Or is this just okay? Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to introduce to you the brand new Deputy Chief Brian Gill.
Chief, I have a picture of it. Why don't we do a picture with the chief and the board?
Oh, you want a picture? Is that what you said? Okay.
I didn't put makeup on tonight. I should have.
Really should have put on lipstick tonight. Where do you want it? Oh, do you have a slide?
Before you leave.
For, there we go. At least we
You guys
got
want to get in the middle, or?
How do we do this?
Badge of honor.
I'll stay, okay.
Okay, you can decide, there we go.
All right, hang on 1 second. All right. Perfect.
Good choice, Chief. Not today.
I don't want to run away from you.
No, I mean, we talked briefly with Mark, I think, with the.
I think she answered it just as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. We're just trying to get the ball rolling, and we'll, I'm sure we'll meet on that moving forward.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you very much. Chief, I need to win.
Truly good guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Good kids, active in the community.
He's got a smile on his face.
Yeah, he's just professional. Something I'm not, so, but.
We gotta invite these type of events more, because we get more people in the audience. I know. It's been like exciting tonight.
I spent years on the finance committee. We had Mary.
You could schedule a bunch for the night of the tax classification.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
It'll go downhill now. We're going to do the discussion on transfer station.
Oh, no, that'll be easy.
It'll be fine.
All right, Alan. I don't know, Alan. You got some pretty big shoes to fill. Everything else before you has been kind of exciting. Not to put any pressure on you.
Yes, I can't compete with that dynamic, what a vibe, what a great vibe, though.
Yep.
My goodness. Okay, just here to, again, I guess, provide some additional, very positive news. The Ayer Master Plan, which I know is a process that went on well over 2.5 years. On May the 22nd, we went before the Planning Board, and that was the final evening for their final review and vote on whether to adopt the master plan or not, and they voted unanimously to adopt it. Mark Archambault, my colleague, a town planner, and I, and Courtney Starling, our consultant, we've been working just the last couple of weeks to do what we call final polishing. Make sure, everything is just so, to the point of we're checking with people's middle initials, making sure that it's so really final polishing. And I'm pleased to say this afternoon, at approximately just a little before 4 p.m., we received from Community Opportunities Group the final complete Ayer Master Plan that is now ready and prepared to be submitted to the Massachusetts Department of Housing and Community Development. It's submitted to DHCD, and then they are going to go through a review period just to make sure that all the elements that are supposed to be in it are there, it's complete, that the elements inside, that everything is consistent, that it's consistent with the Massachusetts principles of sustainable development. They just want to make sure to go, did you actually address everything? Unlike, say, a zoning ordinance or something, the master plan's not a regulatory document. Okay, so it's not as rigorous as what they do, but they have a 30-day review, and they'll get back to us, see if there are any issues that we need to fix or change. And then I believe we have, I think it's as long as 90 days to actually respond in any way final. But we feel that our package is very complete. It's been gone over thoroughly, so we believe it's going to be submitted. And I would hope within a matter of a month, we will hear back from DHC that it's all been approved. It's fine, their blessing, and we've completed our master plan.
Thank goodness.
Is the master plan required?
Yep, it is.
I thought it was,
Yes.
It is, and it's, yeah.
2.5.
Yeah.
Really long.
Should we, so it's good for 10 years, right? So should we start on the next one?
Okay, you can think
We're
about
going
it.
to start on it in about
But-
4 years.
As we,
Robert?
I'm sorry.
So, Madam Chair, each of you should have a hard copy of the implementation plan. And obviously, we will have some hard copies of the master plan available at Town Hall. We will put it online as well. And there's a lot of important information in there, but one of the key things which I'll touch upon later when we talk about goals and so forth is the implementation plan outlines all of the recommendations by the various categories and assigns certain entities that would be responsible, in some cases multiple entities responsible for the implementation. And as I said from the beginning of the process, I am committed, as are the department heads, because I think this was a missing piece in previous master plans, is to make sure that that the implementation plan gets implemented. I mean, one of the things with the support of this board, which we greatly appreciate, and the planning board, but specifically this board, the adoption of that zoning bylaw update in March was a major benchmark from the previous master plan. But I encourage this, when you get a chance, to take a look at the implementation plan, because when I meet with the departments this month, we'll be focusing on this, and this is going to form the framework for many goals for departments as well as goals for myself and so forth. So not to diminish all of the work that was done in the plan, but I am pleased with the detail of the implementation plan.
Yeah, I like how I'm just reading that now, priority.
Yeah.
And then responsibility. You may want to edit that to TM as opposed to TA for, I don't think it matters, but I mean, if it's something you can do before.
It certainly does. Thank you very much, sir.
But, no, I like, low, medium, ongoing, high, for those people at home, I mean, there's a bunch too.
Yep.
Which is great, because then it's not a point and fingers thing. And who should be involved and all that.
The thing I like about it is it's realistic stuff, and it is stuff you can check off and say, yep, we got this done, so that when it comes time for the next master plan, which is in 10 years, I think you should start it in 4. So.
Months. I was at one of those first meetings. You guys are ever getting it done. My God. I started an argument over vision and
but seriously, you should start it earlier.
Start somewhere.
So that by the time the old one is ending, the new one has a chance of coming forward. Right. But I feel pretty confident that when it comes time to update it, again, you're going to be able to say, we got this done, we got this done, we got this done. The other one, the 2005 one, which used to be called the comprehensive plan, which right there, that scares you. And then you open it, and by page 69, honest to God, I was crying. It was painful, and I had no idea what it was we were trying to achieve, and nobody could really sit and say, did anything get accomplished? Things did get accomplished, just to clear that up, but nobody could really, in a clear-cut way. Here it's now, you can actually literally see, yep, and put a check on the box, which is nice.
I can't thank you enough really for citing that, because, and I know of course you served on our committee the whole time, but we really made that, we tried to stress that with community opportunities with our consultants and our, steering committee, that we have to be able to accomplish and achieve them. It's important for the confidence of the town and departments, and you're right, in previous master plans, my goodness, you go through it, and it almost discourages you, because you realize it's like looking at a mountain saying, I can't climb this. So thank you. We have something now, and that'll be, as I know with our town manager's assistance, we're going to accomplish and achieve these systematically. And it's going to be important, not only our staff people, but working closely with our boards and commissions. We're going to need them to really, work with us and all that. And, we might even want to put together an implementation plan, little group, a working group or team, and then make it an enjoyable process. So thank you very much for that, your observation.
The word working group just gives me the chills, but I think we should sit down and like the last one, just get put on the shelf. It was done. No one really looked at it. I think this is something we should sit down as a board with you and Mark. I don't know, every few months and kind of, I mean, this is
As
so,
far
I
as
mean,
what's,
it's,
especially what's our goals, what we're
yeah,
responsible
no, exactly,
for.
but I mean,
I
just
agree.
to, I mean, we're always bringing ideas and stuff, and, but we could sit down, I don't know, you guys can figure it out, but I just think it, you know, to devote a little bit of a meeting to kind of go through, because it's so easy to read for you people at home when you see it. I mean, I've just read most of it just by
Well, it's
A, B,
also,
C, and D, and then the sections, and who's priority, who's responsible. I mean, that just makes it
it's actually also
clarity so
very,
much better.
it's very pleasant to read.
No, I agree.
It really reads quite well.
I agree.
There was a lot of work, and it wasn't just you know, town employees, but a lot of citizens that worked very hard on this and everything.
Yeah,
And-
the work groups were a joy, actually, to work
Yep.
with the small work groups. That
And
was all community members.
everybody who was a part of this, thank you.
Yes.
You know, thank you, because a lot of people put a lot of time and energy into this.
Yes.
So.
Would this ever get, like, do you ever amend something? Like, let's just say something changes drastically in town. I mean, can you?
You actually, DHCD, you can amend certain parts of it, but if you really get into changing the foundational structure and things, that's when
Yeah,
they
no, I
will
was just
say,
curious.
No, no,
I
no.
just
But
didn't-
you actually can. It's the same thing with housing development plans. You can amend it locally, and we don't even actually, we're not required to notify DHCD if it's just, but if we say, wait a minute, we're going to rearrange these whole chapters and sections, then they say,
No,
you
I
need
understood.
our
I
authorization.
was just more curious
But
on
yes, quite right. And I know Mark Wetzel and I have had some discussions. I know I'm going to produce some nice supplements to it, very visually based things. So we're going to actually, we're not stopping with this. We're going to now do local creative things with it, and I know with Mark Archambault. So the joy is the work's going to begin now with this. And that's, yeah.
Scott?
You got one this week? Sorry, you guys are hard not to interrupt. So I just want to point out, so there's a couple of interesting things in here I see high priority. One is indoor recreation space and also the senior center, which are things that have started to kind of percolate and be talked about around town over the last few years. So it's really a good read. I highly recommend that the citizens kind of take a look through and try and get involved in getting some of these things done, because it's a great roadmap for the next 10 years. And I'll just reiterate thanks to everyone who put their time in. And I love the little symbol in the bottom, the Great Junction. Who came up with that?
Oh, that! Oh my goodness!
I like that.
That is
Thank you
quite
for
the
saying-
story. I mean,
We
that.
don't
that,
need the full
we had
story
also
tonight.
at one point we were going to have a hot air balloon.
God, well, I forgot about that.
Can't remember the last time I saw a hot air balloon in town.
Yeah.
That design is the product of the Neshoba Valley Technical
Oh,
School, the
excellent.
students in the
Okay.
graphic design department.
Very
And I'll
nice.
say the Great Junction actually came from me, and it came from, believe it or not, research I did in, get ready for this, 1997, when I was designing and building the rail trail in downtown Nashua, and it's the Worcester and Nashua. I'm sorry, talking with my hands again. Sorry, rail line, and I found this amazing article from 1849 describing this place as the Great Junction with this amazing language, and I kept that for years. And then when I arrived here and we were doing this, I went, I got to find that.
That's
and
great.
I found, and
The
so the
train,
Great
that's
Junction.
Groton Harvard Road right there. That's why it stops.
No, do you know what that train is? Do you know what that train is? That's Main Street.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I know. what you're
So,
saying.
and, and for those who look at it,
the
when
cars
you
are the
look at that
buildings of Main
train,
Street.
that
Thank
little
you.
logo on the master plan, that is Main Street
Yeah.
right here.
I agree.
The
Yeah,
students did a brilliant
and then the one
design.
that
Yeah.
Groton, right?
And this was wasn't this Neshoba Tech
Yes.
students?
Yeah. Yes, it was the graphic design
Yep.
students at Neshoba Valley Technical
Yep.
School. So that in itself, and thank you for, because we're going to go now and thank them and recognize those students for doing that. So
I had to laugh a bit because when we first started the master plan, we were starting with the logo first, and I was sitting there going, "Why are we starting with the logo first?" But it eventually worked out. It worked out, but it was a little confusing in the beginning.
Does this make any sense to send out or post or, I mean?
Is
I
it
don't
on
know.
the website?
Oh, yeah,
it's a
we're
good
gonna
read.
po-
I
oh,
just-
yes,
I
we're
mean,
gonna
I'm
post it
just
out there,
for
yes.
residents that don't maybe.
Oh, the
watch it.
implementation plan,
Yeah, so through the
definitely.
chair, it will be, tomorrow we'll put it on the website, the master plan and the implementation plan. We probably can break out the implementation plan as a separate
Well, that's what I was thinking,
document.
almost like the warrant, right, if we could just kind of,
And then we're going to get some hard copies
Yeah.
as
Yes.
well,
Oh,
and
yes.
also we'll have the ability to print it as well if folks need a hard copy.
Because like Scott said, it is actually
Yeah.
very interesting.
But we wanted you obviously to see it first, and it'll go live tomorrow.
Excellent.
Change town manager.
That'll be done very.
Well, that's
Yeah.
one of those things that as we go along, we can fix.
Yeah,
That's,
Yeah.
sorry.
no, don't say that. Thank you for catching
The
that.
guy that never reads
And as
that.
we go forward into the year, and I know my department and Alicia, we're going to be doing a lot of community engaged things, and this is it. We're going to bring that document whoever we're talking to, business community, residents, neighbors, this is going to be our living, working document. So everyone that we engage with on all our projects through the year, and that's what's going to give it life. And it will not be, I saw actually the Neshoba Valley, Chauvel did a article on the thing, and the headline was, "The master plan will not be put
Oh,
on the
I was
shelf."
reading, yeah, I saw that. I
When
saw
I went
that
on looking,
today.
I
I
went,
was
"Oh my
reading it.
goodness, wow, okay."
And I was like, oh, good, it's not going to be on the shelf.
So yes, it's all very good. And again, we thank everyone, the entire community, the master plan steering committee, of course, and the Board of Selectmen, and everyone that supported us, and we were able to carry through. And it was a great experience.
There's a lot of good things going on in the community. I know you can't talk about all, things that are percolating and, that we can't. But I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into it too. So I mean, I don't know if people always realize that, but it's really the place that people want to come now. And I'm not just saying that because we're selectmen and we're trying to, I work obviously in all surrounding communities, and I'm safe from here, I'm Ayer, and my mother just moved there, or my family downsized from Carlisle, and I just talked to a couple today that bought up at Loon Hill and want to get involved in the community. And just talked to a woman in Groton that their church relocated up here to.
Yes, that's right, the Lutheran
And she
church.
said that
That's
I
right,
actually
most
gave her your info because they want to get involved and do things for the community now
Yes.
that they're in there. So.
And we have a good relationship with Pastor Hannah Laurel
Yep.
Church.
So this is a different, I guess they're going to share the space and
Correct.
they want to be involved in the community. So it's a lot of good stuff. More to come. Good work.
Thank you. Very good.
All right, anybody, anything else?
No?
All right, thank you very much, Alan.
Thank you,
So
Alan.
much,
Alan.
folks. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Right. Discussion on transfer station hour survey questions.
Well, I see I was the only one that did the homework. so-
Well, actually, what's his name over there? Robert.
I thought you were talking about Ken.
Well, he switched titles. I don't know who he is anymore. He actually showed me this, and I had nothing, because you did a really terrific
I
job
don't even know what we're talking about.
on these survey questions.
All right.
It's in your packet.
Yeah. So the follow-up from the last meeting was to put together some potential survey questions regarding the transfer station. And so what was submitted is basically a quick summation that town meeting in a non-binding citizens petition passed the extension of the transfer station hours until 3 o'clock, just give what the current situation is with the hours, and then 3 basic questions. The first one being what the current hours are for the summer and the winter, and then are you happy with the current schedule, yes or no? Current transfer station is open for a total of 24 hours per week, and are you in favor of expanding the total hours that the transfer station is open, making the note that it would be an additional cost? And then, because the third question was out of the conversation we had a couple weeks ago, that maybe we do look at lengthening some days, shortening some other days. So it just lays out each of those. So there's 5 options that asks the taker to list. Have the transfer station open shorter on Wednesdays but longer on Saturday and Sunday. Shorter Wednesdays and Sunday but longer on Saturdays. Open until 3 o'clock each day, regardless of what the opening time is. Note this will incur additional cost. And then elimination of the summer hour change and just set the transfer station hours 7 to 3 for year round. And then the final one, just keeping the hours as they are now. Because, we talked about having only 142 people at town meeting. There's definitely a much larger population of the community, but I will agree, I think that the 2 o'clock is too early, but I think we need to get a little more feedback from everyone before we move into this contract negotiations next year, so it'll give us a good base.
I think 3
make
o'clock
some
is too early.
decisions.
I mean, honestly, the reason I do curbside is it's not because of I can't get there. It just doesn't work. And maybe if we do a more flexible plan with possibly open till 7 one evening during the week or something, maybe we bring people.
Well, it used to be open, before we did the whole summer hour change, it was 7 to 3.
No. I mean, maybe we look into opening at.
Oh, I'm sorry,
10
4.
And staying like one night a week. Like I think Littleton stays open until 7 on Tuesdays and Thursdays or something, and then
Right,
they're not open
and that's-
Sundays.
yeah,
you know,
that's-
to allow for people who work later, and maybe we offset some of the costs by bringing more people in to use it. Because
Yes, so I know that's one of when we had the town meeting to look at curbside pickup, there was some feedback that when people move to town, they don't know that there's a transfer station. So it might be worthwhile following up with Mr. Wetzel to find out, like, what is the break even with additional users and trying to ramp up, the knowledge that you have. I think the transfer station is great because
Well, the curbside people do use the transfer station.
You can
Because that's
recycle.
where they're bringing all their waste, their yard work and everything. So they do get like a daily permit. So, but I think part of the problem is a lot of people when they move into town, they don't always show up at the town hall just to start registering for anything because they'll just do things online. And
I think
that's part of the problem.
You're
I think.
underestimating the ease of curbside. I mean, for a lot of people who have young kids and stuff. I mean, it's for me who lives 5 miles from the transfer station to pay $35 a month is great for me. I'm living in recycling, but like you said, maybe some people would prefer to go there if they could get there. I mean, a lot of people don't get home from work till 6 o'clock, so maybe
I like going to the dump, to be honest. Or
and a lot of
transfer
people do.
station. Sorry.
I think there's more people that do curbside, but like you said, maybe that's because of maybe cost. I find it.
Well, I think too, it's not just cost. I think it is a cultural thing, and that's kind of what came out. But it depends on where in town you live. For some people who are out towards Pinger Hill, they're like, oh, it's so far.
I
Go to the transfer
100% agree with you. If I lived on Groton Harvard Road, I would use the transfer station.
Yeah.
I can't get anywhere on time. So can you imagine me trying to get there for 2 o'clock?
It has been noted.
Yeah. So
I was actually impressed tonight.
Yeah.
So I think these survey questions actually are perfect. I thought about it. I couldn't think of anything to add. So then my next question would be is, when do we want to start running it, and for how long do we want to run the survey? Oh, wait a minute. We have questions. Yes, who?
I read the survey online today, and I had a little problem with the term every day in one of your questions. Does it mean 7 days a week?
Yeah, I don't think that's feasible.
No, it wasn't for 7 days a week. It was for the 3 days.
Oh, you mean the 3 days that it's open?
Yeah, the 3 days that it's open.
All
right.
Which question was that?
Where are you saying it every day?
You know, it did say every day, like keep the hours the same every day, which that's
Where
how.
are you seeing keep the hours every day?
It said use
Where
the
is it?
transfer station every day.
Yeah, every day was in there, but I understand what the.
All right. Well, we'll modify that.
Also, Madam Chair, Mark Wetzel asked for a little time for input because he couldn't be here tonight for this portion. But
Okay.
before we send it live, he'd sent us an email today. Just want to look at it.
All right. Yeah. No, I think we're at
Well, I mean, it's just
we're
a
in
survey.
June.
Yeah.
And
I think we may want to hold off until the fall to do it.
Just
Madam Chair,
Yes.
The other comment I had was, does it offer the option, the transfer station used to be open until 3 in the summer and until 4 the other part of the year.
Well, actually,
Now we've gone from
No, you
2
said just before.
no, it was steady hours.
8
It
to
was
4.
7 to 4
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
year round.
That was the contention when the
Right.
contract was.
It changed 5 years ago
Okay.
because it was aligning with the water department
Right.
and the DPW office, which was also having the summer and winter offers. And that's why it all got aligned. And that's why we have the summer winter hours now.
But the summer hours now, it closes at
2.
2. So it's gone from all year long, we open it to 4.
From 7 to 4, yes.
You're now being open till 2.
Yes.
Actually, a 2-hour change.
You're right.
From,
But it open at 6.
no, Q&A open.
Right. Well, no, I'm explaining. Well, there are people. Well, there are people who actually do go in at 6.
I venture to say that there's many more people that need to use it from 2 to 4 in the afternoon than.
And that's why we're doing the survey. But at 5 years ago, there was actually a survey done at town meeting, which then was implemented into the union contract, and that's how we got there. So now it's come up again, and now we're going to do this properly and get more input so that when contract negotiations come up again, we have a better idea. If it works out to being 7 to 4 all year round, if that's what the residents want, then that'll be
I'd
fine.
like to offer that, the board consider having that as an option, that it go back to being 8 to 4, 12 months a year, 3 days a week.
Speaking for myself, I think summer
That
hours
option's not
for
there.
any department is silly. I don't like that.
Which, yep.
Yeah, but, so I want to just make sure, surveys are great, sometimes. You tend to get people, I don't think we need to base everything off like, oh, this is going to be the way it is based on the survey.
No.
Because like you said, you get 100 people or people,
Right.
a lot of people answer it. We need to,
But it gives us a baseline.
and not to tax you guys, but maybe in the next few months, we call around to other towns that have transfer stations and see what works for them. Because that's ultimately what we have
Lori
to do.
Sable did that, and I can send that, I
Okay.
can forward that to you.
'Cause
She
like I
sent
said,
that to me after
you know,
town meeting.
Whether, like I said, we need to think one day a week, a little later, you know, how it works, not just changing it back, because I agree with Ken, and honestly, I wasn't, it was a sticking point in that contract, I recall. So I remember Gary, you remember, it was kind of, we got some concessions on their end, and we kind of gave in on that end, and honestly, I'll be truthful with you, I never gave a thought to summer hours. And then it came, and I remember getting emails from people that I never met, and I said, you know, sorry, I hosed you on that, really, because I didn't put the thought into it, that it closed at 2 o'clock, or 2:30, which is just not, unless you're retired or have nothing, you know, it's impossible time during the week for a lot of people, for almost everybody to get there. So,
It is inconvenient for a lot of people.
And I know people
but at
have
the same
adapted.
time, it is convenient for a lot of people because we are a 24/7 world as far as work schedules.
Mm-hmm.
So it's with hope that this time, whatever decision ends up getting made, works out the best for the majority.
and that's what and ultimately we changed it based on employees there wanting to be, I mean, basically that's what happened.
But we got input from people.
No, I know, but everybody said that I didn't really know what I was signing, but.
What we were signing
even
at the
at town-
time
but
was
even
just
at
to
town
roll it
meeting.
back 1 hour.
Yeah, no, I
A
agree.
shift of 1 hour.
But we never had complaints. I mean, there's always someone that's going to complain, trust me, but we never had complaint. No one sat here when it was 8 to 4 and said, hey, you know, we got to make it close at 2 and open at 6. That's I guess that's.
Yeah,
it's
but
all
I mean,
stemmed
but
from
it's,
this.
I mean, I'm just going to remind you though, at town meeting, there was people were being asked. So if you showed up for town meeting, you were made aware and everything. And really, we had sporadic complaints over the years, but this time it finally hit the head. So, which I agree. I mean, it's also been 5 years that this schedule. Hold on, that this schedule's been going on. So and I think it's great that you find out the feedback from the people to see what's working. Yeah, Gary.
Yeah, Chris, you may have a point about seeing what other towns do. I mean, I was talking to Chris Crow, and Acton's open 5 days a week. You know, they close Sunday and Monday, I think. So you might find a lot of that in there too. You need to find something to raise the revenue there, because you're putting in from the general fund here into that enterprise fund, which goes against the financial policies, but.
And you can't, you know, every time bag stickers go up to cover costs, that's another uproar. But it has to be done. But you're right, costs need to be covered too. So, I guess.
Well,
that's
the
all
last
this
time
is.
Mark was asked, he said really that this is the easiest department that he has, and
Oh, I
that
don't think-
cost-wise, everything's fine, because it gets supplemented by the people who,
Yeah, well,
you know,
well, supplemented
who
by
have a
the-
curbside and everything like that, so.
I don't think, in terms of running it, I think everything goes great up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never heard any complaints.
And, you know, one of the things during the public forums and everything is that people said they were willing to pay the little extra to have that transfer station. And they're still getting off cheaper in the year as far as in the curbside. So I think it's great that we're going to ask.
I beg you from that, but that's okay. But
Well, I'm
you're
just
right.
telling you
All
what
right.
they said at the time. So,
So the issue is the hours. It's not how it runs, how
No, it's just the hours.
This has to be corrected, and like I said, it rolls in with the contract, and it's something that we need to be prepared for.
right.
Coming up this fall, right? Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Madam Chair, so in terms of next steps, I already spoke to IT because we've done this before. I mean, we're ready to, once the board agrees on the survey, we're prepared to launch that electronically. It'd be up to the board how long we run it, which I think is a good question. And as we did run into, there are folks that do not use computers at all. So we have always had a paper option either through the town clerk's office or through the BOS office, just so it's all inclusive in that sense. So I think we just have to decide, agree on the survey, and then the start date and end date to launch it.
Well, since you mentioned Mark wanted to look this over again, do we want to make the formal decision at the next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
And also, as I was started saying before, because we're kind of getting to the end of the school time, people start going on vacation, it may be worthwhile holding off doing the actual survey until the fall, around Labor Day.
You get into June and July. forget
Yeah,
it.
and even though school's not, I mean, it's such a
Yeah.
busy time. Our families run 24/7. I know you're doing the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a shame that ultimately we just can't say we're the policymakers. We're going to try these hours, and we have to wait 3 years for a new contract to come up to change it to these hours. I mean, I guess that's the way it should be. You know, let's try it for 6 months and then now it's, oh no, we can't until the next collective bargaining agreement, which is frustrating on hours of our transfer station. But anyway, more to come. Okay.
All right, so we'll bring this back up, make sure this is
Yeah.
on the agenda for our next meeting.
Yeah, that's a good idea,
Yes.
Scott.
Right.
Doing it over the summer, like you said, is just.
Okay. All right. Robert.
Members of the board, good evening. Under the administrative update, there were 2 warrants since the BOS last met on May 17th that I reviewed, approved, and signed. Payroll warrant number 18-23 in the amount of $307,770.66, which was signed on May 22nd. And accounts payable warrant 18-22 in the amount of $347,338.47, signed on May 29th of 2018. The first action item in your packet is appointments and reappointments, Part 1. We'll do Part 2 on the 19th. The first appointment is I'm respectfully recommending the appointment of Mr. Gary J. Luca to a 3-year term as an alternate ZBA member effective July 1st, 2018.
So moved.
Seconded?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair says aye.
Then your packet, there is a matrix, and I want to thank Ms. Antonellis for putting this together and for contacting everyone. These is part 1 of the reappointments for the upcoming year. You'll note that the Cable TV Advisory Committee, this committee is only convened when the contract with Comcast is up. There is a BOS representative on that, so that is open for a year, but the contract doesn't expire for another 2 years, so the committee only meets when the contract is up. And APAC will also be coming before you on the 19th discuss
Really?
it. Yes.
Are you
Definitely.
sure?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that inked in or
It
penciled
is.
in?
It
Do they know what night we're meeting and
Yes.
what time and everything?
Yes.
We can
Okay.
watch the video after the meeting,
Yep.
but it might not be.
They even have a very brief presentation.
Oh, good.
So just
It'd be funny if things don't work.
So just real quick, just for the public record. So the reappointments, Capital Planning Committee, 1-year term, James D. Stephen, Mary E. Spinner, John D. Kilcommons, 1 year. Community Preservation Committee, Beth Sudermeyer, 3 years. Conservation Commission, Jessica Gugino, 3-year, and John Schmallenberger, 3-year. Council on Aging Board of Directors, Sally Balcom, 3 years. Cultural Council, 3-year terms, Janice Goodrow, Sandy Regan. Energy Committee, 1 year, Carolyn L. McCreary, 1 year, Ken Diskin. IDFA, Kevin P. Horgan.
What's IDFA?
That's the Industrial Development Finance.
Okay.
That's a 5-year term, Kevin P. Horgan. Mart Advisory Board, Robert A. Pompran. Memorial Garden Committee, Carol Bousquet, Bob Eldridge, James Fay, Janet Lewis, Chuck McKinney, Ruth Ronimus, and Steve Slarsky, all for 1 year.
Just as much as I love Janet, does she even live in town anymore? Does she attend the meetings? I'm sorry, I just didn't know if she did. I'm not.
Yeah, she
registered.
Yeah,
And I did check with Jim Fay to make sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he said, yes, please reappoint her.
No.
But
Okay.
did that answer the question that you asked him?
Yeah.
As far as she lives here?
Yeah, and I was just.
Because
I checked
we've
with
had
the-
that issue
I checked
on
with-
another committee.
Yeah,
Well, I guess
The
the question.
voter rolls.
I guess
Okay.
I guess the question was, does
Registration.
Janet know she's being reappointed to the?
We have
Yeah.
every reason to believe yes.
I guess is the question.
Okay.
So then you know. Okay.
Pond and Dam Management Committee, Susan Tordella, that's a 3-year. Water and Sewer Rate Review Committee is 1 year, Mr. Richard Scotchless and Miss Mary Spinner. And then the Zoning Board of Appeals, 3-year term, Ron D. Filippo, and 3-year term, John Ellis. So those are what's recommended for your consideration for reappointment.
So moved as outlined by the town manager.
Second.
Okay, so just quick discussion as far as the cable TV advisory. When it comes up, you'll come back to the Board of Selectmen and it'll be appointed then, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. All right, any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the chair says aye.
Thank you. The next 2 items, there are 2 reserve fund transfers. The first reserve fund transfer is for the Council on Aging, and as I transmitted to the board today, after the accountant did some further analysis, there was an adjustment. The amount needs to be increased by $459. So from $11,701, we're seeking $12,160. And the reason this is being asked is to pay for wages and expenses remaining in FY18, specifically having to do with the MART van contract. MART, and it's just not impacting just Ayer, it's impacting all of the towns that have MART van services. They are changing the contract, not silently to the objection of all of the towns, but by changing that contract, MART is not going to pay as much as they have in the past in terms of the reimbursement for the van drivers. We were concerned about that from the beginning. Carly spent an enormous time on my behalf working with MART on this, attending the meetings, and we're not alone. It's all of the towns. And
Was
this-
that the email chain from?
Yes,
that-
you may
that-
have, some of you, there was an
I don't know if
enormous...
it just came, but you'll be getting it. You'll be loving
Yeah.
it because people reply all. And it's
Oh, I
like
love the reply
8,000
all.
people on it.
So the concerns we had is, one is a mid-year contract change, which we didn't know about. So obviously, if we had known that MART was going to make this change, we would have budgeted accordingly. Secondly, it puts the burden on the town. They're still going to cover a considerable portion of the van service, but this is the shortfall for this year. The FY19 budget reflects these changes, but this is the shortfall for this year. So I'm respectfully requesting on behalf of Ms. Swanfeld, who normally would be here, the board's consideration of approving $12,160 for the reserve fund transfer for Council on Aging. Currently, there is $13,632 in the budget, but coming up on the end of the fiscal year with the wages, this is the number that we're going to need.
12,061?
12,160.
60. I make a motion for reserve fund transfer for the funding for MART, the Council on Aging, for the sum of 12,161?
160.
160, as outlined by the town manager.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair says aye.
Thank you. We'll be going to the FinCom next Wednesday with that. The second one, as you see in your packet, is for the Veterans Department, specifically a reserve fund transfer request in the amount of $6,000 for veterans benefits. There is currently $6,415 in the budget, but through the analysis done by Mr. Detillion, the Veterans Commissioner, and Ms. Gabri, and as this board is aware, and the FinCom has been aware, the Veteran Services, we do the best we can to predict and so forth, does fluctuate, and this is going to be the amount needed to pay out the June veterans benefits.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair says aye.
Okay, thank you. The next item on my report you have in your packet is the approval of the MassWorks payment to MART for the demolition of the Advocates Building. And there is a memo in your packet prepared by Ms. Antonellis, who is overseeing the MassWorks contract. As the board is aware, in 2011, we secured a MassWorks grant in the amount of $266,667 towards this whole project. The way the MassWorks grant works, it's sort of a pay-through, is that the work is done, we pay MART. When MART is paid, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts sends us the money. So...
By carrier pigeon?
Yeah.
Well, and again...
Raven.
And if Ms. Antonellis can again speak to this in the sense that to her efforts we've tried to change this, but welcome to the state bureaucracy. So what we're looking for is your approval to pay the amount of $50,200, which is going to be paid to MART. Once MART is paid, within 45 days, the MassWorks program will reimburse the town. And Ms. Antonellis and Ms. Gabri have set up this whole system with the state, and we checked with some other MassWorks recipients. It's the beauty of state grants. This is how their mechanism works. So the key takeaway is it is grant funded. We're not paying for it, but this is the mechanism to do it.
Yes, Scott.
What's the funding mechanism for it out of the budget?
So we just set up a special grant account, and then
Okay.
because that was my question, like, is there an appropriation? But
Yeah.
So because the payment back is so quick, it's not going to have an effect.
It's going to overlap the fiscal year, though.
That's okay.
All right.
It's like
Okay.
a special grant account, at least, and I said it.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I'm assuming we'll be doing this
Yeah.
moving forward with the project, right?
So how the grant was originally written back in the day of David Meyer, actually, it just gave certain, and it's actually been amended since because this is paying for the demolition of the Advocates Building, which wasn't originally included. It's a bottom line grant. So, I mean, this came in a little high, so we'll just subtract the difference from the remainder. But as we move forward with the project, they'll submit bills to us and we'll go through the cycle. This one is just before the Board of Selectmen tonight because it's over $50,000
Okay.
for approval. And then I submit it to the SMART, and then the state will submit to us. So
Yeah, I don't know how you keep them
Money
straight.
laundering
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I make a motion that the town approve payment to MART for $50,200
$200 from the grant account to be ultimately reimbursed by MassWorks grant. Make sense? Close enough?
Close enough. I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair says aye.
This
is the one I've been waiting for.
So the next item is for the board's consideration of approval is the release of statement of claim for 66 Westford Road. As the board is aware, 66 Westford Road was officially sold on Friday, May 29th to Cataldo Incorporated, and the town received the total payment as put in the packet, $209,580.48 for the town's costs to remediate 66 Westford Road, and $31,271.02 for past real estate taxes owed on 66 Westford Road, for a total of $240,851.50, which the town has received both checks. What's in your packet is that now that this is closed out, the board is requested to vote to approve and sign the discharge of statement of claim for the release of the town's claim in the amount of $209,580.48. So now that the town has been made whole for its remediation efforts, we release that claim on the property, and now obviously the property belongs to Cataldo Incorporated.
Who was not wasting any time.
No,
Been up there. It actually looks great already.
Miss Antonos and I spoke with Attorney Austin, and she said this is one of the few success stories that KP Law has seen in their career where an 8-acre public safety, public health issue was totally remediated by the town, and all of the funding has been paid back, and the property is now belongs to a corporate entity that go back on the tax rolls. So to the Board of Selectmen, to the Board of Health, Mr. Schultz, Ms. Braley, everybody that was involved. I know it was a lot of work and difficult, but I think it is, Selectman Livingston said, a true success story for the town. The release that you're asked to sign, we were just respectfully asking the board vote to authorize the release of claim, and then it's for signature by the board.
I make a motion to authorize the release of claim on the property at 66 Westford Road as outlined by the town manager.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair says aye.
Good work on
Ooh.
that. I mean, I'm not trying to exclude, but I mean, that is truth. I mean, honestly, that was we went back and forth on that, and those were some tough decisions. The one thing I do know is that for the amount of money we spent there, I'd never received one complaint from a resident about what the moves we did make there.
Oh no,
So,
that one was
yeah.
a lot of years coming,
Yeah,
but you
so-
know, and it was a slow process, but
getting reimbursed
you had
is great.
to have your
but
ducks
it was-
in a row.
It was the right decision, and it was good work by everybody,
Yes, thank
including
you all.
the two of you as well.
We actually did get notification too that he's met with the neighbors
I
twice out there already.
was I was at a graduation party in Loon Hill, and some of the neighbors came late to the party because they were meeting with Joe and
Yeah,
Mike.
he's met with.
And they were all very positive. I know the gentleman sent this email. There
Yeah,
were some
I
questions.
forwarded it to Robert, and Scott
Yeah, I
wasn't
sent
on
it-
the email,
yeah,
so
I
I
think
made sure
forwarded
to
to Scott
got
too.
to Scott.
But I think those
Yep.
there were minor issues, and they're very happy with the plan moving
Yep.
forward.
So the next, the final item that I have, which I transmitted to the board yesterday, late Thursday afternoon, I was contacted by the EPA Boston office regarding the ongoing PFAS issue. And specifically, they were stressing that now that the town has appropriated the funding, the town meeting, the 4.1 million for the PFAS treatment, that the Board of Selectmen, on behalf of the town, should issue a formal letter to the regional director of the EPA. This is a new regional director, so the first reason for the letter is that this, in the Region 1 is all of New England. The new regional director, they feel, needs this letter. Secondly, if you'll notice on the draft that was sent, there's a series of CCs on there from the U.S. senators to Congresswoman Tsongas to the state delegation and so forth. And
I think you went right up the line, didn't you?
Yeah.
Warren, Markey,
the whole,
Yeah.
and so what the letter, just for everybody's public's benefit, the letter basically states to the EPA, which we have stated informally, this will be the first, and town council has been consulted on this as well. This is the first formal request of the town of Ayer to the EPA to compel the U.S. Army to compensate the town for $5 million as the approximate, if you factor in the soft costs and all, shouldn't say soft costs, all the town's costs leading up to town meeting on the testing that was done. Additionally, with the transmission of that letter going to the other parties, the EPA Boston office is supportive to our cause because they have had discussions with staff folks in both of the U.S. Senate offices, and Congresswoman Tsongas sent her aide to the last RAB meeting that I was at, and she's the ranking member of the Armed Service Committee on the House side, and
Until November?
Until January. But she is very concerned about this, and the Army has not officially taken responsibility for this yet, even though everything we know points to it. The reason in being that they don't want to set a precedent, and we maintain, well, we're really not interested in that as an excuse. So the other timely importance of this letter is that the regional director and the head of the Army that has to do with, and I forget exactly what the rank is, that is involved with this whole Superfund site, are actually coming out here next week at a high-level meeting with the EPA and the DEP that both support us, and they also want a tour of the whole Grove Pond well site. So I'm respectfully requesting, the letter was reviewed by council. I want to thank Superintendent Wetzel for the science part of it, and this is sort of the first step. Keep in mind that, as I mentioned, our town council is also aware of this issue and is consulting with Westfield, Massachusetts, and Hyannis, Massachusetts, that are both considering a class action of a similar nature. So I think we now move into the next phase, which is to get compensated. So this letter, with your approval, and there are Carly has the original for signature by the board, is that first step.
The Westfield one, is that the Air Force?
Yes.
I
think
going
they
at the
have
Air
gone
Force.
into
The
litigation,
Otis,
right?
is that going over to the Coast Guard?
Yes, so there's,
So, no, I'm just kind of
Yeah.
breaking it out to
Yeah.
three, that it's not just Army specific, it's all the branches,
Yes.
all the branches to it.
Westfield, I believe, filed a lawsuit finally, because they weren't getting anywhere with, I don't know if it was the same situation, but similar.
It is actually. I
Is it
read the
60
article.
plus, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was against the actual manufacturer.
Yeah, they went, you're right,
Not
exactly.
the Army itself, they sued the manufacturer of the foam.
Right.
That's causing.
and that is actually also still on the table.
I was
I'm
gonna
waiting
say,
to hear
yeah.
back from our council on that. The EPA and the DEP and Congresswoman Tsongas is aware that the expectation of the Board of Selectmen in the town is to be fully compensated and in a timely manner.
Well, I mean, there has to be more testing. Testing, right?
Right.
Because we could sue or whatever, get reimbursed, and there might be another plume somewhere or whatever that's working its way down. Wasn't well 8 the one that was just replaced?
Yes.
I know you put recently replaced, but I'm wondering if, do we know what the cost was? That was pretty significant.
Yes, so Mr. Wetzel went on May 9th to a meeting in Boston on behalf of the town, where he presented all of our costs, which I can get for the board. And one of the arguments that has been compelling to the EPA and even to the Army is, number one, that well number 8 is relatively new. The amount of money that the town spent to upgrade it. the fact that it is the main well of the whole complex, that, see, right now it's just pumping to waste, we're doing the blending, that just to take it completely offline indefinitely, hence why we're doing the PFAS treatment thing, is not viable. The other thing is that we've looked at, Superintendent Wetzel has looked at anyway, we don't have a lot of other options within the territory of Ayer to drill additional wells. And we maintain the argument to the Army and the EPA that in the event of a significant emergency, and let's hope that doesn't happen, this keeping well 8 off of pumping to waste can't be the indefinite solution.
Look what happened in 2010. The wells by me were shut down for a month. And that was borderline in April that we had enough water with well 8.
So I think that this is obviously the first step, this letter. Our council is aware of working on it. And we may have to, when I say we, respectfully, the Board of Selectmen, may have to further engage with our federal and state folks at the appropriate time, because to make sure that we have to just stay on this, which I know the board knows, which we are on it.
This is where our state senators should not our local Jamie Elders. I'm talking about Markey and Warren, where they need to step up to the plate.
Yeah, because it has to be the federal.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of the things,
states.
I mean, not that it's a rocket science strategy, but the intent is when we will send this out tomorrow, assuming the board approves it and signs it, we'll send it to all of them. And then we're going to ask, they're going to use a version of this letter. Now it starts the whole chain of things. But they need to take responsibility, but they also need to make this town whole. As I've said in the meetings on behalf of this board and at the RAB meetings, the most recent one, the fact that the town of Ayer was proactive from the beginning, and we're looking at over hundreds of thousands of costs, man hours and so forth, women hours and staff hours. The fact that the town meeting stepped up and that we have the capacity to be proactive doesn't mean that we can afford
to do it again.
Right, or afford not to be compensated. So with that, I would respectfully ask the board to consider a vote to approve the letter. And with your signatures, we will get it out tomorrow. And I know we will be talking a lot about PFAS and the next steps in meetings to come.
I'll make a motion to approve the letter as presented, or as we have it.
Second. It was a good letter.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair says aye.
Madam Chair, unless there are questions from the selectmen, that concludes my report. Thank you.
All right. Selectman Hillman, adopt a street. I'll be right back.
This was just kind of came to me. I know Selectman Conley brought this up a few years ago. We kind of toured it around, but we were still getting into the islands, and certain communities do it. Out by me, I know Horizon Milling has like a day where they'll send their employees out and pick up trash, and just around, obviously, Nemco area, which isn't. But it's remarkable, as you know, Alan, Robert, and Carly participated. Scott, you probably don't see it as much on your road because there's a lot of people houses that pick up their trash. But these straightaways into town are just. It's like more trash there than the transfer station. You just tell people to go there after 2 o'clock and get rid of their trash. So I didn't know if we could look into speaking to. I mean, we have a lot of great businesses in town that do want to do things. Pepsi, even Vitasoy or whatever it's called, Soya. If we could do something like, or talk to them about little stretches of road. That they might want to. I mean, maybe they don't. I mean, granted, they pay a lot of taxes, but a lot of people, companies like that, like to do stuff like that for the community. New England Superconductor at the Rotary.
Right. When you brought this up at the last meeting in preparation for it, I talked to Mark Wetzel and Alan a little bit about it. So there are some options. So and I agree with you. Through you and I have discussed. especially on Westford Road, those businesses are interested. So there's the whole national Adopt a Street program, which there's a whole set of standards and so forth. I mean, that's obviously one option we can look into. The other option is we could develop, again, a local, program. In other words, the key piece is the businesses either take on the removal of the trash, like you said, Horizon does it. They take ownership of it, and we recognize that with a sign or what have you. Or there's a model where they make financial contribution to the effort to remove the trash, which could be something maybe done through Youth Works or so forth. So we're definitely open to it if the board would like to proceed. I think we would have to contact the folks who are interested to adopt it and develop the program. But the main ways, I mean, you probably saw Alan's little video at the town line in Littleton. That's all of the main entrances.
I mean, we saw where you guys stopped at the line.
Yeah.
And then you see 3 feet, and it's just, into Littleton, it's just awful. Same with Westford Road. You get it on Fitchburg Road. I mean, any main drag, West Main Street, it's just, and my other thought was somehow going after the McDonald's and the Dunkin' Donuts and the Wendy's where most of the cups are coming from, the trash, but I'm just trying to alleviate. I mean, Lori's cleanup for the recycling committee is fantastic, but it's once a year, and it's great. I mean, everything. To me, I notice it as soon as it's done. I think it looks great when the trash is cleaned up. However, over the summer and winter, it accumulates, and it's impossible for the DPW. They could hire 3 guys to do it full time.
So you envision?
I don't know. I guess I'm just looking for ideas. Like I said. The milling company kind of gave me some thoughts.
So the options are, you said, the National Adopt a Street program, or we develop something locally that we would implement ourselves.
Right.
So next step would be just to look at what those 2 options are. I mean, I think it's a good idea. It's worth pursuing.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you look at like litter cleanup and what it costs the country a year, and it's mind-boggling. Like, just the cost of picking up trash is it's just, and I know the PD tries to, they've been lucky a few times to see people throw stuff on the cars, but they got to catch them doing it.
Yeah.
And it's even a shame that people think that's an option. So, you have any thoughts, Alan? I mean, in terms of, maybe businesses would do it as a tax. Small, but I know we have a lot of proactive businesses, and I always feel bad because we always seem to go back to those businesses for Christmas lights, and they're always willing to help. But the Adopted Island businesses didn't exactly work out that great in terms of their contribution once it started. So I'm thinking more corporate-wise.
We'll be prepared to.
Yeah. So we will prepare and update the board. I know Mark was gonna. I think has already started. We will the board. We will research the national program and also give some thought to a local program, because I think with the national program, not knocking it, but there may be some restrictions. And but let's take a look at it. And I think, is it safe to say we're looking at main lines? I mean,
it really I'm not. I mean, I'm short, but I meant with Scott's neighborhood. When you have homes that abut the street, like if someone throws trash in front of your house, might be yours, we pick it up before you mow the grass or whatever.
So we think like Westford Road over
Littleton Road, Fitchburg Road. I mean, I'm just thinking all the
it's helpful.
Barnum Road to the is a beautiful spot too.
Yeah.
The other option is we stopped doing this, but it worked really well in 2014 was using the prisoners, and I think David Maher ran that because the DPW didn't want to follow him around, and then they come with their own truck and
I did ask
hazards
Superintendent Wetzel about that and was going to look into it again, because I know we did use them. It was 14, you said, 2014?
I think so, because they used them for the cleanup down at Bulge Pond, and Jeff used them at the park, and we had some pretty good success. I mean, Dr. Malone has pretty much monopolized them. I'm at the school on vacations, but which is good for her. But maybe that's an option too. I guess I'm just looking for ideas.
Okay. Anything else on that?
No.
Okay. All right. Annual BOS and town manager goals discussion. We actually haven't done one for a little while, but we have done one before. So, excuse me. So, some of the ideas that I have is for goals, and your goals should be something that you can check off as you're going around, and then of course objectives. So, right now, I would say your adaptive street is an objective. And then as we get more information, it can turn into a goal. Obviously, Scott's brought up, reviewing and
Yep, the
updating
budget
the financial
process and
policies and the
policies.
budget processes. So there's, a goal and objective. The master plan, coming forward, I'm getting tired. Bringing forward to us a goal as far as, especially the list of the Board of Selectmen have for their priorities, so that we can, chip away at that. I'd say right now that would be an objective, because that will obviously take a couple of years. But I do think it is important that we do have some goals for this board of specific things that we'd like to get to, specific things that we can check off, and then have a list of objectives that we can continue to move forward to, which, of course, as things come up as needed, you adjust to that. But I think it is a good idea, because it's also a good idea for the public to see, like, these are some of the things that we're striving for, and we'll only adjust something pushes it forward, like the PFAS. The PFAS kind of pushed everything else out of the way, so.
Well, that would be a goal for mine, is to progressively and actively pursue all means to be reimbursed in full.
Yep, absolutely.
It's hard for me, honestly, my ADHD with goals, because I might have 6 ideas on the way home, and it's just the way my brain works, so.
That's why you write them down when they come. That's what I do.
Right, but some of them could be just objectives. They're not for goals and everything like that. And then I don't know if Robert had anything specific that he is, town manager, wanted to get done, specific things to check off.
I had a few from my vantage point. One is now with the changes in place, the completion of the personnel system for the town that needs to be done. That could be done within the year. It needs to be done. The second thing is our ADA plan, our Americans with Disability Act plan. Plan hasn't been updated since 2003, and even at that time, one of my predecessors who I've actually talked to her about it, Ms. Shipers, we need to, and I'm committed to, we need to get the ADA plan completely townwide reviewed and updated, because one, it's increasingly a requirement for different grant opportunities. Two, it's a requirement of the complete streets. So again, the ADA plan, I think that our ongoing efforts with the rail corridor and the rail project and the rail platform is key. In talking with Carly, we would like to take the digitization of records townwide, but also within the BOS office with still so much paper. The more things we can get digitized. This board, I appreciate the support. We went to online permits. The payroll system through the board, appreciate the support. We went to outsourced and online the payroll, but further digitization efforts. I know Cindy has done a lot on that. I think, Madam Chair, I think using the master plan, implementation plan, I think we all can now take a look at that. I think that's a good tool. The BOS policies, Selectman Hood, I know wants to, with the financial policies and the budget schedule. PFAS, I think, is going to take an enormous amount of time, but it's needed.
I had one, a functioning public access television station that is more interactive. And I know it's not under our purview, but I'm starting to think maybe it should be. If you look at it, if you have time.
Just a quick question, how would we do that?
Well,
because they get their funding from the cable company.
Do they get all their funding from the cable company? Don't we fund
they do.
So,
Yeah.
nudging them to, I don't know.
I mean, I don't,
It could be mixed
see what you're
funding.
going and
I
everything.
agree.
Just-
I don't know how we do it, but I mean, it's not, we don't have a reporter. I mean, the school kids are good, but I mean, there's a lot of great stuff, stuff that's not great either, that people don't know about, that they used to know about. And you watch other communities, watch the things they do in Littleton, and the only reason I see them is they pop up on Facebook occasionally, but they have whole programs where they may come and interview a business. And I know Harry started that new show and it's good, but I mean, talking to people from the school, the highway department, or this is what we did for infrastructure here, and this is why we, I mean, I don't know.
No, I
just
agree.
feel like we need to be, we need to be more involved where there's a lot of people watch it. I mean, they didn't even record the Memorial Day parade.
Right.
They didn't record it this year?
Sorry, I thought you
Well-
knew that.
Well, that's fine, because last year they recorded it and didn't air it for another 2 months, so, that's okay. Let's, let's just
they were saving
not
it-
have
saving
anything,
it for this
I know.
celebrate. Just,
Right. So the good news, there is some good news. The
Why would you
APAC,
even tell me
the,
that?
the
I thought
APAC,
you probably- I thought you knew.
yeah, the APAC Board of Directors has confirmed they will appear before the board on the 19th.
And I'm not trying to say we're attacking him, but we can
No,
work together.
but-
And that gentleman came, Janice, what was it, a year or two ago? And remember
David,
he came and
he's-
said, we're going to make all these changes, we're going to work with the school, we have a television studio, we're going to use it, we're going to, integrate the students. And I know Dr. Malone wants to, I mean, and we really, the ball got dropped there. Not on our end, but by the school, and not by Dr. Malone, but I think former administration. I think, remember, we had to kind of kickstart it again, the reporter program, in September. But maybe we can enhance that, where the
Yeah.
kids are doing shows for APAC or from the studio. I don't know. I just think it's a good thing for the
well, I
community.
mean, the
Promotes involvement.
the problem with the newspaper is that we're never going to get one.
No, you're right.
No.
Unless we
There's nothing we can
go
do.
with Wicked Local or try to do something on our own like
We
that.
we could bring back the old-fashioned town crier.
Anything. I
Anything.
mean,
I agree. I mean, I agree. I don't know how to help solve this problem because it's been an ongoing issue. And every time we think we're, starting to make a little headway. Mary?
Madam Chair, I just want to say that it was an absolute embarrassment on Memorial Day.
you're getting her all fired up now.
To not have any here.
I
Chuck came and he said if I knew how to set it up, I would, and it's not his fault. But you have people here. First of all, they never put any signs out. Where were the signs? They have signs for Memorial Day. They've had them for years. All you have to do is change 2 letters on the signs.
The signs are with the Legion, and I'll have to find out what happened to the signs. I'm gonna,
that's right. They're usually out, yeah.
Yeah,
So
they were always out early.
Yeah.
So I will personally get after the Legion on that one. I am a member of the Legion.
I know you are.
Okay, so I will personally
And it
get
was-
after that one, and it will not go well for those guys on that one, because that makes me mad, and I didn't
It
even
was
realize
on
that.
the day,
Okay,
and you
but,
have speakers trying.
but you know what just really annoys me is because a lot of people don't even realize what Memorial Day is.
Exactly.
I'll bring it up.
Memorial Day is the remembrance of those who did not come home.
Correct. We could give a speech on Veterans Day too, because people don't know what Veterans Day is either, but.
Veterans Day is a whole different.
I agree, I know.
It's a whole different subject,
I
but
understand.
of all the ones that it's the Memorial Day one, that is the remembrance of those who did not come home.
I absolutely agree with you, and I wish.
And that one, there's no excuse for that one.
And Alan does stuff, which is great. I mean, on various things in town, maybe other department heads can,
No,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
definitely some opportunities.
I mean, just with all the, when the bridge starts, you can explain, maybe have a thing, or you can probably do something about how it's gonna impact the people who are going to West Main, when that's closed or shut down, which is gonna be probably in the fall, right?
the replacement of the bridge?
Yes,
Yeah.
there'll be an update at the next superintendent's report.
Or maybe, you know, Mass Development can come and explain, like, the first I found out about the infrastructure improvements was when Ed came there in the last meeting.
Carly?
I just have to say, I did come here on Memorial Day, brought my niece for the parade, and we were here, and I just have to say, we've never had to like request from APAC, they always just did it, and it didn't dawn on me till after Chuck and I, that we do have a portable mic upstairs, but again, we never had to think about
Yeah,
it.
but you weren't here as an employee, though.
Right.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. No, I agree,
Yeah.
but I mean, you know.
Cindy brought that portable mic, and it should have dawned on me quicker, but I mean, we're just getting here in time, but we never had to do it before.
No, and
So-
they were notified.
No,
Right.
it's never been a problem before.
I mean, they filmed the Candlelight Walk
You know,
this year,
I
they
mean,
did, I believe, right? Or did
last
you
year,
tell
I
me?
think last year, you know, we had the
Can
little
they
portable
come to that?
podium, and the kids actually brought down the big one, and I said, "Oh my God, why'd you bring that one? This was the small one." They said, "Oh, we already had that in our hand when we saw the big one," and then they said it was light, and I was like, "Okay, the only ones who think that thing's light." So, but anyways, we're not going to go on to that
Yeah.
I think
because that just
We just never had to think about it.
that one really bothers me.
they'll be here
So-
the 19th.
So,
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting.
all right,
Madam Chair?
yes,
So a couple of things I came up with for goals. As we said before, the budget process for 2020. You had also mentioned doing the BOS policy update this year. And then looking at kind of a contingent on the budget process is a 5-year plan, both financially, which we discussed at the joint session between Board of Selectmen and the Finance Committee. And then also an operational, so look at some of the challenges that some of the organizations may face here in town. One thing that comes to mind is the size of the police station, the fact that we keep building out our dispatch. And, you know, Chief Murray made a comment months ago that this may actually expand even more. So if there's, you know, potential space issues, the DPW just got a new building after a long time. And then I had also put a long-term vision, but I think the master plan actually would cover that. And the other thing which came to mind is with the changes that we've had in the reorganization of the elected officials to appointed, is to take a look at the town hall organization as a whole and see if there's areas that we can look for efficiencies and overlapping responsibilities, maybe at the lower levels, but also make sure that we look at if there's any areas that we're missing, tasks that have to be done at the town hall level that we can look to implement too. And that would probably not be a quick 1-year goal. That would be
Right.
something that would be ongoing.
I think that sounds good.
Okay.
So here would be my recommendation for the moment. If you could kind of, for our next meeting, kind of have a layout of some of the goals that were brought up tonight, goals and objectives and everything, and, you know, with maybe like what we think, you know, this one we can accomplish in 6 months, this one, you know, it'll take a year or so, like that, and just kind of give us a base so that we can kind of look at it, but also this way it'll be in our heads, and as we're going along, we can kind of check off if we start getting distracted because, you know, another, God forbid, PFAS issue comes up.
Right.
We'll be able to kind of recenter ourselves and say, where did we leave off? Okay?
Okay.
And then, of course, on the next agenda was going to be, what did we say was going to, earlier we were going to say on the agenda?
The transfer station hours.
Transfer station
And
hours.
We'll start researching the adopt a street, a national
The adopt a
versus a
street.
local versus use of prisoners, which certainly could be implemented into either program.
Right, and then we're going to have APAC, and then there was another team that we were going to
The
have, school
chorus band and drama
The
program.
chorus band and drama program.
And now retired Judge Gardner.
Ah, yes, okay.
Bob, they forced him out, huh? I know he didn't want to go, but
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
he worked as long as they
And
would
I
let
think,
him.
Madam Chair, I agree. And I think now that we have the implementation plan, we just got it tonight, I think we all look at that too, especially because there's a lot of things that are high priority. Be interested in your thoughts of those high priorities, what needs to really be.
Right, right.
Yeah, so.
Right.
I mean,
Good.
maybe
Yeah.
like some informal to the department heads too. Like,
Yes,
you
we're
know,
gonna do-
like, there's certain things that they really feel,
Okay.
because we don't usually hear about them until
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
last minute.
Right.
So, I mean, if there's stuff coming down the line. I mean, Mark was talking to us in Capital in September about this PFAS and EPA. So, I mean, kind of saw it coming before it was public, but that, of course, was unforeseeable, really.
Right.
But there's other things that other department heads may want to accomplish that we can help.
One last thing under new business, if I may, Madam Chair. I don't know if all of you got to see it. I sent an email on the update about the Neshoba Valley Technical High School school committee appointments.
Oh, yes, yes.
So
I just read that, yeah.
we did. I did get in contact. Thank you, Selectman Hood, with Christine Logan, who was our alternate, and she isn't going to continue in that capacity. Obviously, Mr. Janiskevich isn't either. We advertised it for the 2 weeks. We have 3 applicants, Ms. Fontaine, Mr. Prell, and Mr. Musel. There were 3 applicants, which I will send to the board their applications that they sent. The 1968 bylaw of the Neshoba Valley Technical High School, I did, requires
You read it.
a joint.
No, it said 1968.
It requires a joint meeting to appoint both of these.
Did we violate the law the last time? Because we did not meet with the school committee last time.
Yeah, we did. We
did?
Yeah, so.
Yes.
So
I
it's
was going to ask you that earlier.
Tommy stole the
Yeah.
gavel.
So it's very specific. There has to be a joint meeting of the Ayer Board of Selectmen and the Ayer members of the school committee, chaired by the moderator, to make these appointments.
Oh,
So I sent out, here's the challenge. The Ayer School Committee, the district school committee meets the same days and same nights we do. And I guess what I'm
Right,
looking
you
for.
wanted to know if we wanted to do an off meeting. You mentioned the 12th, which is next Tuesday, and the following, which is the 26th.
The 26th, and to
I'm in
maximize.
town that week, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to suggestions. It's
Not
just,
that I oppose you doing it without me here. I'm just
it's like hurting.
Cats?
Could
Yeah,
we meet
and you
early?
guys aren't cats,
Could
but
we,
it's like.
could we somehow meet and do this and go on with our meeting? Like, are they going to meet? Because we're going to get into summer hours too. Will that offset the schedule? Does this have to be done before getting to school, or?
Let me see, because the moderator can come on the 19th. We're here anyway. Let me see if I can get the school committee to.
Didn't she reply though that she couldn't?
I know it's.
Make sure you reply that they have a meeting that night.
Right.
Yeah. So, anyway, if,
whatever we're going to do.
in the interest of time for tonight, we'll figure it out. But we're not trying to delay. It's just getting everybody
Right.
together.
Could we meet on a different night? Can we meet on a Wednesday, or Thursday, like we did?
Yeah, I mean,
Previous.
I can.
I'd be fine with that.
Okay.
You know what
Well,
I mean? I'm just trying to save having
Yeah.
this all
Okay.
planned when we're getting into the end of school and vacations and all that stuff.
And lastly, as you'll see, all 3 applicants have applied for the position, meaning they don't specify. There are 2 opportunities, the alternate, the primary, but we can deal with that at the meeting.
Right.
So,
How come we get all these people that apply for like vacant positions and then no one runs? I mean, with the planning board, we had 4 or 5 people.
yeah,
There was something with the planning board previous to that, I think, too.
yeah.
When it's time for the election, it's unopposed.
So, okay, thank you.
Whatever.
You can't force people to
Yeah, I
run.
know.
So it's you can ask them if they want tea, and they could say they want tea. You could go make the tea, and then come back, and then they decide they don't want tea. And you can't force them to drink the tea. So, all right, okay. So on the
Never heard it.
I know I'm using it from something else that
Right.
just
Got it.
happened to work on that.
Explained it perfectly.
All right, so on the meeting minutes, I had to ask Carly to make a edit on the last page, or page 2, under the town manager's report, because the line starts, both Jay Livingston asked that.
You have to write Nancy Hillman.
Yeah. So when and then it was kind of a funny email. She actually took a screenshot and said, well, this is what it says. And I'm like, I know what it says, but you gotta read who's both. So she amended that, and then other than that, I'm good with the meeting minutes.
I have no issues with it. I did not pick up on the both Jay Livingston.
I happened to pick up on it the next day, and I was like, hey.
I didn't read them, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're perfect.
You know, and then I was like, who's both? And she's sending me screenshots, making it bigger like I couldn't see it. I'm like, no, I don't need it 500 times magnified. I read it.
Make a motion to approve the May 17th, 2018 minutes as amended.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, chair says aye. Meeting minutes are approved.
One
Oh,
thing
that's
that I
right. I
can-
don't have to sign it.
As I sent out today about the track team.
Yeah.
That maybe we can discuss when we talk with the school reporters, and I think we were all in agreement, basically trying to figure out when we're all, I'm sorry, we were all confused this morning.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Thank you.
About a better system of the office, maybe this one's the new principal, notifying us when stuff, because there's a lot of kids up there that do a lot of great things too. That, you know, I mean, Scott and I kind of catch one of them just because our girls are there, but, you know, there's stuff we miss too.
Right. If you don't have somebody that's associated with
yeah,
the school,
exactly.
with the kids and everything, it's going to get
You
messed.
know, I mean, and I think that'd be good for the school too.
So as Selectman Livingston mentioned, and I actually talked to Dr. Malone by chance to make sure we had the track team thing straight, mentioned the idea about like a quarterly recognition.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there are some things that happen timely that you obviously want to capture
Sure.
then, but maybe with the schools, some type of a schedule, she agreed, because it's all
Yeah.
good stuff.
I know, like the football, the Pop Warner, we didn't get in for.
Right.
And it just popped into my head. I think I was just like, did they? I think I asked you guys the question, and you researched it that they did win though. So.
But I understand that the band, chorus, and drama program is static for the 19th.
Well, I mean, you saw the turnout tonight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's these kids.
No, I appreciate-
And that was fun.
And I know
That
you
was
probably
fun.
did too. I've been thanked by
Yeah.
parents, school committee members, because our counterparts don't even acknowledge as a school, never mind the achievements of our children in them. So they do appreciate it, and the kids really enjoy it. So I mean, it's worth doing it just for that.
Yeah, that was fun to do. Was that just a couple hours ago? Yeah. Anyways. All right. On that note, anything else?
No, make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair says aye. Good night, everyone.
Chances are